The Saudi government is one of the last absolute monarchies left on earth. Their power is unchecked in any way by any other domestic institution. They are at the center of the power structure of OPEC and are one of the largest producers of oil in the world. And they can and have almost single-handedly caused dramatic shifts in the price per barrel of crude oil, the main driver of, among other things, the price of a gallon of gasoline. They hold a tremendous amount of sway in the Middle East, and their toleration of Israel is critical for keeping most of the region out of conflict with the Israelis. Because of this amount of power and influence, the US government and media give the Saudis almost complete amnesty for their constant spree of heinous crimes. Well, one place we can probably start is 9/11. Bin Laden was a member of the Saudi royal family. Almost all the hijackers were Saudis. Al-Qaeda was receiving funding from other members of the Saudi monarchy while they were shacked up with the Taliban in Afghanistan, leading up to the attacks. Their fingerprints are all over 9/11, and they had one of the clearest motivations imaginable to draw the US military into the region to get them to overthrow the Saudis' arch-nemesis in Iran. They sentenced the man to death for criticizing the regime on Twitter. A regular occurrence in Saudi Arabia, the country that leads the world in murdering civilians for criticism of their government. And Human Rights Watch released a report that within the last year, thousands of refugees, mostly from Ethiopia and Somalia, were murdered en masse by Saudi border troops along their southern border with Yemen. Indiscriminate murder of men, women, and children repeatedly sanctioned by the Saudi regime. Crimes against humanity that should lead to Saudi leadership being imprisoned at the International Criminal Court. The New York Times published a report claiming that sources inside the U.S. State Department and intelligence services have claimed that the U.S. found out about these atrocities and received another report from the UN in December of 2022 about the atrocities. The U.S. government kept all of this secret until after the Human Rights Watch report went public. And the State Department doesn't even dispute that it was aware. It claims they told the Saudis to investigate themselves. That's what life is like for despotic terrorists like the Saudi monarchy who know that they're not going to be put on the hot seat. This was a story about the Russians shooting refugees from Azerbaijan on their southern border. U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken would have his statement to the press ready within the hour. But when it's a U.S. ally like the Saudis, they get indefinite cover. If not for the Human Rights Watch report, the U.S. likely never would have reported these crimes to the public at all. And even in spite of the shame they should feel for propping up the most vile, fascist regime on this planet, the US continues to cooperate with the Saudis militarily and gives them billions in military aid annually.